Hello and welcome. Today I'm in the Tier 5 Soviet destroyer, the Gremyashchy, and I'm playing a match in the ranked sprint season, where that is Tier 5. I suppose it's not new at this point anymore since it's basically over, but I really didn't like this season. I didn't like it because I had a bad experience myself, and I didn't like it conceptually. My own experience was bad probably because I simply played poorly, or I just had really bad luck. I mean, it's probably a mix of both, or it's most definitely a mix of both. But I think that some of the rules in this season kind of encouraged some of the things that made me dislike it. But most of my complaints are going to be about the season conceptually. That is, what I don't like about it in a theoretical sense. Not necessarily something that will make me not enjoy it, because I am actually in a position to take advantage of many of these things that I dislike about the season. By the way, we've already lost 2 ships. It's 3 minutes into the match, and they haven't taken any significant amounts of damage, but I'm definitely taking out this Akasta here. Okay, so what do I not like about this season conceptually? Well, the problem is, why didn't I have fun? Because it's Tier 5. Tier 5 just doesn't seem very fun to play, to me. And from a conceptual standpoint, Tier 5 is really bad because the ships aren't very balanced, especially the premium ships that nobody can get. What do you guys think are the most powerful, most powerful ships at Tier 5? Well, since you've probably played this season, you'll know that it's the Kamikaze R, Fujin, Giulio Cesare, and Gremyashchy. By the way, what do you guys think is the most powerful tech tree ship? Or best performing one according to stats? It's the Furutaka. But still, I actually like the fact that Furutaka is being useful, but I don't like the other ones because I'm kind of okay with premium ships being strong in a ranked season, but I'm not okay with it if those premium ships are something normal players can't get anymore. And you can't get the Kamikaze, you can't get the Kamikaze R, you can't get the Fujin, you can't get the Gremyashchy, you can't get the Giulio Cesare anymore. So, this means that the people who have these ships have a fairly large advantage, and I think that's really bad for, well, the integrity of this kind of a ranked system. So, complaint number 2. I don't like the idea that divisions are allowed. Sure, I understand that matchmaking tried to or did take care of it in some way, where it tried to put the division against the division. However, all divisions aren't equal. You know, you can have divisions of good players and divisions of, wow, that guy just shot me in the smoke. Well done. Anyways, you can have divisions of good players, and you can also have divisions of bad players. And the thing is that if you have a division of two very good players, they can basically stack matchmaking, kind of, because they are guaranteed to have those good players on the same team, and because there are only 6 of them, that's 1/3 of the team taken care of. And that will give you a sizable advantage as opposed to somebody that is on the opposing team. Let's say that I am playing solo, we have a division on our team and there's a division on the enemy team. If the enemy team's division are 2 players that are very good, chances are very high that my team's division is going to be much weaker than their team's division. And this will give an advantage to the enemy team. I definitely expect that there were many divisions this season who had an obscenely high win rate, because they were able to division, whereas most players weren't, and many of the divisions they ran into also weren't very good. Especially you combine that with the first point, which means the one with the ship availability thing, and this becomes really lopsided in my opinion. And these 2 points are what bother me a lot about this season. Now, the second point about divisions bothers me even more because the one thing I loved about Ranked was the fact that it was forced solo. you couldn't gain an advantage by divisioning. Because if you play random battles, you can have many games basically ruined by the fact that there's a division on either the enemy team or your team, and they do some silly things, or maybe they stack the matchmaking in some way, go like Worcester Carrier or stuff like that, right? And it's very annoying as a solo player to run into something like that. And Ranked was refuge from that. Now, the other thing why Ranked was pretty great is that, is that Ranked has the ability to, well, it differentiates by skill a little bit. Sure, people will be like, oh my god, but I see all kinds of idiots in my ranked seasons, even at ranks 2 to 5. Sure you do. Everybody does. But the thing is that those players, on average, are still probably a lot better than the people you will run into in random battles. And on average, you'll get much better players in ranks 2 to 5 compared to random battles. You notice this pretty much every time when a ranked season ends and you go back into random battles, because the difference is basically like night and day. The random players just are... They don't even seem to play for objectives, unlike people in ranked who, at least in ranks 2 to 5, almost always in some manner play for the objectives, or at least try to win as hard as they can. But in randoms, that's not the case usually. And this is something that I liked about the normal ranked seasons. But in ranked sprint that doesn't work, because we just can't play enough games for this kind of an effect to happen. And the problem with it is that, well, it kind of removes the other thing that was enjoyable about ranked for me, which is to play versus decent players. Now, I understand there will be the argument, oh, but if you want team play, you know, you should just play clan battles. But the thing is, clan battles are a different beast entirely, because those are team things, which means that you spend more time on organizing and doing all of those things than actually playing the game, and that's not enjoyable to me either. In fact, I dislike that quite a lot, and that's why I just liked ranked. I love the fact that I could queue up at almost any time of the day and still get a match without having to wait on anybody else, and that just was nice to me. And unfortunately, Sprint kind of removes that, and it also removes the division thingy, you know, the fact that you'll be protected from divisions. And yeah, these 2 points kind of make me not like the future. I hope that they don't do this to normal ranked seasons, or that they won't have many ranked sprint seasons, because this just... I don't know, it wasn't great. I guess they don't have to call it ranked, and if this ranked sprint is fairly short, you know, it's okay, I guess. If they put it like between a clan battle season and a ranked season, where normally there would be nothing, I think that would be okay. But yeah, basically those points are the things that I don't like about it conceptually. And remember how I said that I got some bad luck? Well, if we don't have enough matches to where people can differentiate themselves to be better, and, you know, where the matches filter out the worst players, well, you're going to have more random results in the matches, because I literally had players that insisted on playing carriers while they themselves were at less than 45% win rate, and that's the highest ranked bracket. I don't actually know if matchmaking takes that into account. I assumed it does, but I'm not certain. And so I'm not trying to disparage that person, but rather it's about, why would you do this to yourself? Because them doing that makes it very difficult for somebody else to carry them to victory, because carriers are super important, because carriers can basically negate the effectiveness of destroyers because they can just perma-spot. And so if you're a bad carrier player going up against a good carrier player, you are putting your team at an immense disadvantage, and I think these are things you don't really see in like the rank 2 to 5 bracket in normal ranked seasons, but I did see it this time. And That's something I just don't like about ranked sprint. Anyways, that was my complaints, and hope you enjoyed the Gremyashchy match. I mean, I'm gonna sink 5 ships here. I got the high caliber. I got that 4 kill thingy. I kept bases. By the way, I actually did enjoy Epicenter in this mode because radar didn't ruin the game for me, so it was kind of fun. And I got the Kraken. Although I would argue that a lot of the like this match was fairly easy for me because the opponents just played rather poorly. I mean, it's understandable. It's literally the first ranked match, so it kind of makes sense. But the thing is that ranks 2 to 5 felt exactly the same way. And you could just take advantage of the enemies just not playing very well. And this is why I think, and compound on to that fact that I'm playing a very strong ship like the Gremyashchy, and it was a fairly easy match. Anyways, hope you guys didn't mind my complaining too much, and I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support, Martin Wolf, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.